Some good old-fashioned American rock.
Right. Let's get your head into destruction.
That's right. Get your head into destruction. That, of course, is Jackal, hailing from down in Georgia. Yep. Their good friend Jesse James Dupree.
Neely? I tell you what, Neely.
Have some of my bourbon whiskey.
No, let's not do that. Yuck.
That was not good.
No, it wasn't. So what do you say we talk politics for 3 more hours just to make the chat room happy?
Did we talk politics?
Well, apparently. Social justice, politics. Let's turn the chat room into a Judas Priest chat when they go too long about things we don't want to hear.
Well, it should concern all of you who live here in the States. I'm just telling you.
Go ahead. Use the chat room to talk about whatever faggot thing you want. Go ahead. Anyway, what are we talking about?
We're going to talk about shitting in the streets.
Oh, no, we can't talk about that. What about Deep Purple versus Blue Cheer, man? Jesus.
All
right, go ahead.
Are you familiar with Tim Pool at all?
No.
He's a YouTube videographer, creator, whatever you want to call it.
Tim Pool?
Yeah, he's the guy who took on Jack Dorsey of Twitter on the Joe Rogan show.
Okay.
Did you watch that at all? I may have. I go in and out with Rogan. A lot of times I just listen to him in the background. Right. Well, Rogan had Jack Dorsey, Twitter head founder, on his show, and there's been a lot of controversy about the censorship deal.
Right.
And Joe Rogan, when he had Jack on the show, he touched on the whole censorship deal. Why did Alex Jones get kicked off?
Right.
And Jack kind of gave a very flippant, very nondescript answer.
Yeah.
And Joe Rogan just like, oh, okay, cool. And then he moved on, right? He didn't challenge him.
I remember. I think I probably watched a clip of that, but I don't think I watched the whole interview.
Right. So a lot of people were upset and outraged that Joe had this opportunity to talk to him and challenge him on this.
Sure.
And he didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they said, "Oh, you pussed out. You can't ask this guy any hard questions. This is kind of a big deal. And I'm glad I'm not I rely on social media for anything.
Right.
But people who are so into it, this is my rights, man.
Pal.
How come you're censoring me, man, and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Well, then Jack, agreed to come back on, and because social media is not Joe Rogan's expertise.
Okay.
He reached out to this Tim Pool, who is very up on this.
Okay.
To be the guy to ask the hard questions.
Okay.
And he did get a lot of good answers and basically proved what a fraud they are.
Nice.
So he comments on a lot of things,
Okay.
But the thing is, this is America. We're a civilized society. We're an industrial society. We're a capitalist society, and there should be no reason why anyone should be living in the streets, and shitting up the place.
Yeah.
But apparently, because of different liberal policies and stuff, San Francisco has just turned into a shithole.
Okay.
We heard about this, but it's getting worse and worse and worse.
Okay.
So I'm just going to play just a little bit of this because he kind of summarizes it. But I'm glad, San Francisco, I don't know if you've ever been there. Have you been there?
I lived out there.
Oh, you lived there? Yeah, that's right. You did. I forgot. You went out to the clubs and things there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, San Francisco is kind of an iconic city in a way. It's very scenic. It's a very upscale environment out there. Of course, Silicon Valley is right on the outskirts.
Mm-hmm.
So why this mess? Why this mess? That's the question.
Yeah, because they have the money to fix it in that town.
Yeah, of course. So this is just a little bit, I'm not going to play this whole thing, but he kind of touches on the incidences that this city is going through, cleaning up the streets from people shitting all over the place.
God.
It's disgusting. It's just like, what century is this?
Yeah, I know. It's a little nuts that this is going on in this country.
It is. Okay, let's check this out.
It's a story that will not go away. And perhaps, I don't know why, but it's getting worse. I'm going to give you all a trigger warning. If you clicked this video, I can only assume you know we're going to be talking about poop on the streets of San Francisco. But if for some reason you stumbled upon this video by accident and don't realize we're going to be talking about the massive explosion of excrement on the streets of San Francisco, by all means, leave now. It's going to get messy.
Messy.
You remember Michael Douglas and Carl Malden in a show back in the 70s called The Streets of San Francisco?
Vaguely, yeah.
It was a cop show, it was a detective show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that would be the new version if Norman Lear wants to resurrect some shows from the 70s. He had to resurrect the poop in the streets of San Francisco.
Yeah, just finding another pile of shit in the streets. Let's investigate this.
Yeah, where did this come from?
This corn looks like it might have come from this restaurant.
Right.
So let's go investigate. Who had corn here?
Yeah. The consistency is a little bit runny. I bet you it came from that taco stand down the street.
Look, it's diarrhea right next to the Taco Bell. There's a clue.
All right.
People are pooping more than ever on the streets of San Francisco. Wow. One of America's wealthiest cities has a huge problem with public poop. That's weird. Between 2011 and 2018, San Francisco experienced a massive increase in reported incidents of human feces found on public streets.
Why? Why in this country is this? Can we not put porta potties out or something? Anything?
Well, again, we'll find out a little bit.
All right.
But why is this happening? Well, I know the reason why, but this is ridiculous. What is this, India?
Apparently.
Where I live.
I was going to say, it's Silicon Valley. There's an influx of Indians there.
That's true.
Maybe they bring in their culture with them.
It could be.
I have never seen human feces on the streets, and I wonder why that would be. In 2011, just over 5,500 reports were logged by the San Francisco Department of Public Works.
They were logged.
Nice choice of words.
I feel like Beavis and Butthead. Log.
You think he chose that on purpose?
No, I don't. I think that's exactly what the report says. That 5,000 incidences were logged.
Right.
In 2018, the number increased to more than 28,000. The government watchdog opened the books, documented the sharp increase over time in a stunning chart. Ooh, got it on Twitter. First spotted by the BuzzFeed editor, John Peskowski. What's this one? Lately, there's been a brownout. Come on, guys, seriously. In the Bay Area since 2011, there have been at least 118,352 reported instances of human fecal matter on city streets.
Jesus. That's a lot of shit.
It is a lot of shit.
What do you think that equals out to? 150 tons?
Yeah, 50 tons of big dump trucks full of dung.
Ugh. It's gross.
It is. And this is a major wealthy city.
Just think that, I don't know if they still do, but they used to have those big street sweep machines.
Yeah,
that
of course.
With the brushes. Just think of that getting all smeared into those brushes.
I think they have to go around with a shovel. They actually have to manually pick it up.
That's got to be the entry level of fucking public.
Yeah.
Public there.
Here's your curbside rolling bin and your shovel. Get out there and start picking up all that poop.
Do they go out with 55-gallon bags?
Yeah.
Is there so much of it to scoop up? Good Lord.
San Francisco liberal haven, home to all the big tech giants and all their woke progressivism. How does this happen there? I'm from Chicago. I will say this: the amount of times I've ever seen human excrement on the streets of Chicago is like in the single digits, and that was like most of my life. All right.
So even in the shithole like Chicago, you're not stepping in poop.
Right.
Look at this. In 2011, something happened. 5,500. In 2018, 28,000. Your city doesn't work. Your policies don't work. Something is wrong, and you better figure it out because you are covered in excrement. Notably, this is a chart of only documented reports. The actual amount of feces on San Francisco streets is likely even higher than these statistics suggest.
28,000 reported incidences in 2018.
Any truth to the rumor that Reb Beach moved there?
I don't think so.
Just curious.
No. So get that. 28,000 reported incidences of shit on the streets.
Is there a bad smelling van or bus that's there in the back? It says docking on it or something?
I will say there's more feces on the sidewalks than I have ever seen growing up here. San Francisco Mayor London Breed told NBC in a 2018 interview. There is a huge problem, and we are not just talking about from dogs. We're talking about from humans.
Right.
San Francisco has struggled with a feces problem for years. The city even employs a poop patrol that attempts to keep the streets clean and focuses on the Tenderloin neighborhood.
A poop patrol. So they have to create a division just to go out and clean up the shit.
Right.
You're on shit duty today.
How'd you like to get that? You can clean shit or clean dead animals.
Yeah.
But the problem is bigger than just keeping the streets clean. The issue appears to be related to the city's struggle to accommodate its homeless population amid skyrocketing rent prices and a decreasing supply of affordable housing. A 2017 survey of San Francisco's homeless population counted nearly 7,500 people living on the street. That population faces limited public resources, and public bathrooms are no exception. Whether the poop patrol is able to reverse the trend on San Francisco's streets remains to be seen, but there's an indication the crew is a bandage on a problem much bigger than dirty streets. This is...
So what's the solution there, Judge Aiken?
I have no idea other than they could put portable bathrooms at, major intersections or something, but I don't know. I mean, how do you police people without fucking public decency?
I don't know.
I don't know how you do that. Arrest people? That's the only thing I can think of is arrest people when you see them shitting on the fucking street. I mean, if there's that many cases, it's probably happening where you could see it all the time, right?
Probably.
I don't know. I don't know how you fix this problem.
Isn't that the home of Nancy Pelosi?
Yeah, well, talk about a shitty person.
Yeah.
Listen. What does it mean to be a social liberal? I am not a classical liberal like Dave Rubin. Classical liberals are sort of right-leaning. I believe there can be government solutions, but what's often lost in this debate is that simply because this program doesn't work doesn't mean you can't have good government programs. I think that's silly. Here's the problem. The analogy I often use is that you get a cut, you put a Band-Aid on it. San Francisco got a cut. They got a wound. Homeless problem spiked. So what did they do? Instead of solving the problem, healing the wound, they said, put a Band-Aid on it. Well, they did. And the Band-Aid started festering with feces. So you know what they did? Put another Band-Aid on it. That didn't make the feces go away. It just covered up the feces. And now you keep slapping Band-Aid after Band-Aid. One of the arguments I hear from many libertarians is that the problem with government is that the solution is always more government. I agree. That's not the solution. Just because you are left-leaning or not. Like, the point is, just because I lean left doesn't mean I think the solution is more government. It's that I think typically the solution is it's more government is better than less government at a base level. So let me explain. There is a certain government program that can help prevent 28,000 cases of reported feces. It's certainly not what they're doing now. Poop Patrol didn't solve the problem. It's like you get a wound, and so they're like, okay, hire someone to wipe the blood off. It's like, dude, you're bleeding. You need to do something to stop the bleeding, not just keep wiping the blood when it gets to become too much. That's not solving the problem. So they say, okay, hire someone to bring more rags to the person who's wiping the blood away. It's like, no, you're not listening. Look, you got a poop problem. There's a solution here that can come from the government. Absolutely agree. I think so. But what they do is they create a program trying to alleviate the problem. It fails. So they create another program to try and alleviate the problem, and it fails. So then they create a Poop Patrol, and you're like, dude, quite honestly, you need to get rid of the bad programs now and then find a program that works. And this is what I think is confusing for a lot of people when it comes to this argument. I agree with you. More government isn't always the answer. It's nuanced. I do think a government program can be the answer. I like the fire department. I like the police department to an extent. But I think the system of, paying taxes, it gets you a guaranteed subscription, it gets you a right to access free of discrimination, is a good thing. The solution to this problem is not whatever they're doing, which means end the program. It's not working. Try something else. But no, I'll tell you, invariably what they're going to do is they're going to make a new program right on top. Now they're going to make, double Poop Patrol. It's like, dude, Poop Patrol never solved the problem. It just swept it under the rug, quite literally. And it's only going to get worse. And eventually your Poop Patrol will be overwhelmed and your city is trash. Your policies don't work. Pull them back, clean house, and start something new. Maybe the solution is private. Sure. Maybe the government should contract out a poop cleaning system. But I don't think a Poop Patrol solves the problem. The problem is the system of San Francisco itself is imbalanced and broken and needs to be reformed. It's not always more government you need.
At what point did we ever get to the point to where a city needs to have a department of Poop Patrol?
I don't know. We need a department of Wake Up Patrol listening to him. Holy smokes. That guy's a fucking bore. I'm with you that something needs to be done, but Jesus God, he is boring.
Yeah.
Who is this guy? Tim Pool?
His name is Tim Pool.
I'll be sure not to be looking up his videos. Holy shit. That guy likes to hear himself talk in circles about nothing. We get it. There's too much shit on the street. Move on.
Yep.
Holy cow.
So there you are. So if you want to go to San Francisco, wear your waiter boots.
Ugh, why would you want to go there now?
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Yeah. I'll stay right in my town for now.
But in 2019, did you ever think that we would be talking about a problem like that in a major city?
No. But, unfortunately, that is where we're moving toward incivility. That's what we're moving toward. Incivility or non-civility, whatever the word would be. That's what we're moving. That's what we're moving towards. So is what it is. There's every day there's, another thing. There's, whether it's social justice and we got to not follow standards because they might offend people. And, that's in a way, shitting in the street is very similar to that. It's just another way of, you can't tell me I have to go into a public bathroom and use the bathroom there.
Right.
I'm going to take a shit in the street. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. That's the same. It's the same shit. Yeah. And if you're against it, you're a shittist.
Right.
That's what you are. You're a shittist, not a racist, but a shittist.
I know that you don't venture out much these days.
No, because I hate fucking all these fucking assholes.
Right. But in the days that you say went out about town there,
yeah. If
you encountered this problem in, say, Twinsburg,
mm-hmm.
what would your reaction be to it?
Well, I would get together some friends, arm up, and take people hostage like those people at the border.
You're not shitting in my streets, pal.
You know, I mean, I would guess at first, being honest, if we're being honest here, at first I wouldn't do nothing. If I saw somebody shitting in the street, I'd be like, I'd shake my head and move the fuck on. If it continued, I don't know, get the cops involved or something. I don't know. I wouldn't want to be a snitch about people shitting, but if it starts, again, once it starts impacting me personally, then it's a problem,
of course.
You know, then it's like, all right, let's get some community activism here to get these fucking people out of my town.
So bus them out to another city. That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, let me drive you out to Hudson.
Yeah.
Great shitting facilities out here. They have very clean streets for you to shit on.
Exactly.
Go there.
It's right down 91. It's not too far away.
Yeah. Let me give you a ride. Here, let me put some paper on my seats before you sit down.
Yeah.
Because I doubt you're fucking wiping well while you're shitting on the street.
Well, again, the only reason I brought that up is just that I cannot believe at this day and age, as advanced as we are, this is a problem somewhere.
You think in San Francisco that the ass problem is worse too because there's like less newspapers now, so these guys don't wipe their ass as much?
Exactly.
You know, there's less newspaper to wipe your ass with for homeless people.
Yeah.
You know, so just I don't know what the solution is. You know, maybe Hitler had a point. Let's go the Mengele route.
Right.
Line them up. Let's do some experiments and be done with them.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ, shitting in the streets. My God. Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know what the solution would be to that. I don't know how do you stop that? Arrest? But how many people can you arrest?
Yeah.
For shitting, and you can't really hold them. I mean, how long could you hold somebody for shitting in the street?
Well, the problem, and not to get too into but the problem is this welfare society that encourages people to become homeless.
I don't think anybody is actually saying, "Well, I'll just be homeless."
You know, there are people who do that.
Are there really?
There's whole communities, especially in Seattle and L.A., where people choose to be homeless.
See, I don't know. That's my biggest fear in the entire world.
Yeah, well, the thing is that it's not just the people who got turned out or are crazy or drug dependent. There's people out there who just choose to live that way.
No, thank you. Again, it literally is the one fear I have in life is to be homeless.
Yeah.
If I thought I was going to be homeless, I'd find myself a bullet somewhere and a nail and a hammer if that's what it took to shoot it in my mouth.
Yep.
Dead. I would have to be dead. I could not do homeless.
Yeah.
No, thank you.